Hi everybody, this is Dave Kalinsak, and I'm reluctant to do this, and it's not because of what I have to say or anything like that, or not. I'm not embarrassed, and I'm not somebody that shies away from confrontation. The main reason why I didn't want to do this is because after the February 2022 incident, when UBS sent 9 police officers to my home, I had a couple of heart attacks as a result from it, and a stroke and brain damage. And quite frankly, for folks that truly know me, I'm extremely vain, and I look like shit from all that. So at least I keep a good sense of humor about it. I do look like shit though, from COVID and the resulting heart attacks and stuff. But I'm really vain, and folks that really know me, that's the toughest part for me is my vanity. But if that's the only thing I had to lose from this, then I'll consider myself really lucky. But I thought it'd be important that with all the posts that are going out there, that folks out there who don't know me put a name to a face, because I'm unfortunately not crazy. Because if I were crazy, then all the things that I have to do in the morning wouldn't have to happen. And that's what I'm going to show everybody today, is what my morning kind of looks like. So it's 4:11 in the morning. I can't get more than an hour or two of sleep at a clip since COVID. I still can't taste or smell. If anybody's lived with me, the smelling part is good, because I fart an enormous amount. And for folks that don't know me, I'm brutally honest. And the reason that all of this started ramping up from me over the past couple of weeks is because a company that I worked with in security called Guardicore last week came out and basically accused me of lying. They said I never had COVID. They said I never had a heart attack. They said I never had 3 stents put in my heart. They basically publicly said that everything that comes out of my mouth is a lie. And I'm not standing for that. I'm going to speak up against Guardicore and UBS, essentially, because they're the ones who are also saying that I'm a liar. Because that's why they sent the 9 police officers to my home, because they didn't believe I was actually sick. And not only did they find a sick person, but they left a lot of bruises on my body, and I had to go to the hospital for that. So anyway, what I wanted to show you, so when I wake up in the morning, right, I have to, I have this thing on my head that I have to wear all night long. It's a CPAP. I honestly don't think the thing works. See, it fits over my head like this as I sleep all night long, and it's not that bad, to be honest with you. That's actually the least offensive thing that I have to do with my injuries. Before I go to sleep at night, I just pretend I'm Anakin Skywalker from episode 3, becoming Darth Vader, and the fucking face mask fucking comes out. I'm an idiot. It's okay. Oh, see, it started to come on. See. So right before I sleep, for the 1 to 2 hours a night, I pretend I'm Darth Vader with the fucking mask on and shit. It's really annoying. But then when I wake up, you see, that's when the festivities begin, and now what I'm going to show you is half, okay? Half of what I used to take, but when I get up in the morning, these are all the medications that I have to take to keep my dead heart beating. Like, this is no joke on the amount of fucking medications that I have to take. Some of them, I guess, are experimental, because there's this one medication that says under no circumstances should you eat or drink while on this medication. And I'd have to dedicate another entire day on how stupid doctors are, but So the instructions on the Entresto say, under no circumstances should you eat or drink while you're on this medication. And I said to my doctor, what's up with that? And he laughed at me. He's like, oh, they're just kidding. I'm like, it's a warning on medication that says under no circumstances should you eat or drink, and you're saying that it's a joke? Yeah. That's what my cardiologist told me. He's like, yeah, it's a joke. I'm like, so the warning label on the bleach that says that don't drink is a joke too, right? So that's how fucking stupid doctors are. Is that they think that warning labels on medications are jokes. That's how fucking stupid they are. So anyway, I'm not allowed to eat on this medication. So I asked my doctor, I'm like, Doc, I haven't eaten in like 2 years. Why am I so fat still? And the doctor goes, oh, well, that's an easy answer. He said, your heart is so weak from the beating from the police that it can't push the waste out of your body. I said, wow. But I'm faking all of this, folks. According to Guardicore and UBS, all this has been an elaborate ruse by myself. For whatever reason, I guess I really, really want to take, and this is half of the medication I used to take, by the way, folks. So what I'm going to do in order to put a name in front of a face, you get to watch me take my medication in the morning. So these are the number of pills that I take in any given day. And like I said, this is half of what I used to take. It's not that bad. So, since Guardicore accused me of faking, right? So I'm gonna take my medicine in front of you, Guardicore guys, one by one, so they can see that I'm not actually faking me taking my fucking medication. And then what I'll do is I'll open up my mouth afterwards, because I know UBS is gonna want confirmation that I'm not faking taking my medication that I need to take, because there's a couple extra pills in here that I'm removing, because if I don't take out the extra pills, it'll fucking kill me. I sometimes I try to put the right amount of pills in the basket, but sometimes I'm not young anymore. So fuck you.
Hey, look, Guardicore! Look, pills! Look, I take pills for my heart attack. The one that you said I faked. Look, pills. Look at all the pills that I take that you said I faked.
And now for the coup de grace, my favorite part of my morning. Now, anybody that knows me from childhood knows I have a I only fear two things. I fear snakes and needles. That's it. That's the only two things that I fear. So the UBS CEO that's hiding on LinkedIn, I'm not afraid of you. Because during COVID, I died twice every minute while I slept, because my heart would mysteriously stop and then start back up again. And this was confirmed through two sleep studies, but according to Guardicore, I faked the sleep studies. I went to a fake sleep place where they put fake electrodes to my head and legs while fake doctors looked at me, because Guardicore said I faked everything. So this is my favorite part of the fucking day right here, where I get to take another fucking medication. But this one I have to administer myself via needle. And like I said, I hate needles. I passed out from needles. My parents used to make fun of me from passing out from needles. My pediatrician, she constantly made fun of me for passing out from needles. One time in art class, I cut myself and I passed out and hit my head on the desk on the way down because of the blood, and it's the same thing with the needles. So I have to inject myself, and I hate needles and I hate injecting myself. But according to Guardicore, and I'm going to get right up in here for you folks so you can see what my morning is like after UBS had the 9 police officers sent to my home. I gotta wait for the second click, and then 10 more seconds for the medication to hit, and then take it out. And then you put it back in, and you're supposed to put this in some sort of sealable thing so that, you know, when the trash people come and pick it up, they don't stab themselves with it. Yeah. There you go. That's what I fucking think of that. You know, like, why did you just do that? There's a long story with that, and I'll tell you that for another time. Okay, so it's now 4:20 in the morning. I've taken half of my medication for the day. I got my shot in, and now it's time to fix my sinuses because, yeah, they fucked up my sinuses when they fucking beat me up. So, this is what I use on my sinuses for what happened when UBS sent the police officers to my home and beat me up. Oh, I don't blame the police officers, by the way. You can't blame the police officers because they were just, you know, coming here based upon their instructions. UBS swatted me. That's the term on the internet when you call up the police and you send them fucking 24 police to somebody's home to have them beat up. It's called swatting somebody. It's illegal, it's immoral, and that's what UBS did to me, was that they swatted me in my own home. And they did this to their own employee. So, in order for this piece of shit to work, and I've broken like 12 of these already because you have to put water inside of it, and whoever made a device that needs water inside of it that's not waterproof is a fucking idiot. So I'm gonna go put hot water in this, and you're gonna get to see me fucking drain my sinuses because I have to do that because of what UBS did to me. Okay, so here it is, but this is, you know, if they just made this waterproof, it would be much better. So you have to put these saline solutions in here, and I have to do this several times a day in order to breathe. And then I know Gardacore is going to say I'm faking this, right? But look, it's all the way up in my fucking nose. You see that? And then you push the fucking button. So what happens is the water in the chamber here shoots out here and pulls this crap out of my fucking face or head. And ew. That's how I'm able to breathe now after UBS sent the police officers to my home to swat me. And honestly, I'm not upset or angry about any of this. You know, I understand that people won't believe me. That, you know, that I got really sick from COVID. They said that COVID was fake. I worked at Deutsche Bank for a couple of years. And my manager there thought, Alan Mirzon thought that it was fake and forced me to come into the office until I came down with COVID. The first time around. And then I had the heart attacks in October of 2020. I was actually diagnosed with having the heart attack in September. But because the hospitals were filled up with nothing but COVID patients, I couldn't go to the hospital. I had a heart attack, and I was at home and I couldn't see a doctor for weeks until the hospitals cleared up a little bit from all the COVID patients. But, you know, according to Gardacore, that was all fake. So, according to Gardacore, according to UBS, according to Deutsche Bank, COVID was fake, my heart attacks were fake. When the doctors fucking sliced open my groin while I was awake because none of the pain-killing medications work on me. So, I had to have the stents put in while being awake. And I felt everything because none of the pain medications worked. So, the stent operation, what they do is they cut you in the groin and they put this housing inside of you in order to put the stents in. And I felt every single bit of it because none of the medication that they put me on, you have to be awake for it, and any of the medication they put me on didn't work. So I felt the cut, I felt the housing going in. And I definitely felt when the housing got stuck and they had to fucking literally have 3 people pull it out of me. That hurt. That hurt bad. Not the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Getting shit pulled out of your groin. But close. Really close. It's a close second. But according to Guardicore and UBS, that I faked all of that. So, all right. So now that we've established that I'm docile and I'm not crazy, I'm going to explain to everybody now. And it's now 4:20 in the morning. And just in case everybody's wondering, yeah, I'm in pain constantly, but I refuse to take heroin as a painkiller. I should do an entire day dedicated towards doctors and how fucking stupid they are. Could you imagine that meeting where they said that it'd be a good idea to give heroin to everybody as a fucking painkiller and call it Percocet? So I refuse to take heroin as a painkiller as prescribed by our medical teams here in the United States. I refuse to take heroin as a painkiller. What's next, you fucking idiots? You gonna fucking make PCP a painkiller next year? You fucking bunch of assholes. Seriously, who the fuck makes heroin a painkiller? With a straight goddamn face. Anyway, I'm not here because of the doctors. I'm here because of this newspaper. This newspaper is dated at the top Wednesday, July 12th, 2000. That's how old this newspaper is. And you're probably wondering to yourself, why am I keeping a newspaper from 2000? So, on Wednesday, July 12th of 2000, I walked into the office in 1000 Harbor Boulevard. Oh, by the way, UBS claims that I've only been working for them for 2 months, even though I was there during the Paine-Webber acquisition of 99, or 2000. It started off in 99. 2000 it was finally announced, but UBS claims that I've only been, when I got sick from COVID, they told the insurance companies I'd only been working there for 2 months. Now, granted, it was true. I just returned from Deutsche Bank, but it was a lot longer than 2 months. I returned in I returned in April of 2020. Yeah, I returned on 4/20/2020, because you can't forget that date, can you? That's when I returned to UBS from Deutsche Bank. The stint surgery was done in October. So I was there for 6 months before I had my first heart attack. So anyway, so on this day, I walk into the office and this newspaper is sitting on my desk. My dotted line manager put it there. My mentor, my hero, Michael Merchant, put this on my desk. My mentor, man that I looked up to for so many years, including today, he left this on my desk to let me know that Swiss Bank is acquiring Paine-Webber. So, in the years leading up to this, Glass-Steagall was repealed, right? And this is a great trivia question for people because everybody gets it wrong. Everybody seems to think that it was George Bush who repealed Glass-Steagall, and it wasn't. It was actually Bill Clinton. And for those of you who really know me that know that I am a registered Republican, always tell everybody that Bill Clinton was the greatest Republican after Reagan. I mean, yeah, he was a registered Democrat, but look at everything that he did. The repeal of Glass-Steagall is what really changed the world, right? So before Glass-Steagall, it basically said, thou shall not have banks and financial institutions bed with each other, so to speak. And when that was lifted, every single major investment bank started poaching and buying financial institutions. And Paine-Webber was one of the last holdouts. So Merrill Lynch got sold, and a whole slew of other ones got sold, and Paine-Webber was the last big one to fall because Don Marin refused to sell us. So it says here that Union Bank of Switzerland has offered to pay $12 billion in cash for Paine-Webber. $12 billion in cash in 2000. I know I'm not supposed to eat or drink on this medication. I need coffee though. Okay, you can't begrudge me for So now I'm going to tell you how a Nazi bank operates in full view of the public without you even knowing. I know that's a mouthful, and I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. And here's how UBS, a Nazi bank, is able to operate in full view of the public without being harassed in any way, shape, or form. And the reason for that is, in order for this acquisition to go through, UBS had to pay an undisclosed amount in billions before this acquisition could go through. UBS had to pay in billions restitution to the Jewish people for World War II. So, what does that exactly fucking mean? So, if you've ever seen the movie Schindler's List, they have the rooms full, separate rooms. Each room would be full of one object. So, in Schindler's List, there was a room filled with just wallets of Jewish people. There was another room filled with just the fucking teeth of Jewish people because they had valuable metals in their fillings. There's another room with their clothes, and they stripped them of all their valuables and all their clothes before they stuffed them on a train, sent them to Auschwitz, and fucking burned them. And all that stuff, all that art, all those wallets, all those gold teeth had to go somewhere. And it cost billions in restitution for the Jewish people to never bring up that topic ever again. Where did all the wallets, the gold teeth, and the artwork that the Nazis stole during World War II, where did it go? Because I know where it went. I know exactly where it went. And I know approximately how much it cost for the Jewish people to never bring it up again. So I'm split down the middle on this, right? From the perspective of the Jewish people, right? Because half of me wants to say, take the fucking restitution money, forget what fucking happened, and just go on with your fucking life, right? That's half of me. The other half of me says you're a fucking sellout for taking the fucking money and not speaking up about it. So half of me wants to say, I'm for, the Jewish people taking the restitution money from UBS in order for the merger to take place, and forgive, forget, and move on with your life. And that's exactly what they've done. They've never mentioned ever again all the atrocities that UBS committed during World War II. Never. Not even one since, the merger happened. Not inside the building, not outside the building. Never anywhere did anybody say anything. But it's well known, it's documented that an undisclosed amount in billions was paid in restitution. It's a fact. And then there's the other half of me that believes the Jewish people that took this money and that work for UBS are complete fucking sellouts. Your sellouts for working for your slave masters. And I think I know Jewish people don't believe in hell, but I really hope you fucking go there because you're working for a Nazi bank. And that's a fact. And it took me 25 years and up until today to admit that I worked for a Nazi bank for 25 years. It's taken me that fucking long to admit to myself that that's the truth. And I'm ashamed for it. Again, I'm mixed. Half of me is ashamed for it. The other half of me wants to fucking speak up against it, not to make up for feeling ashamed for it. Because if anybody knows me, they know I'm vain. I'm unapologetic. The only time I apologize is for other people's stupidity. If I ever apologize, I'm not apologizing for myself. I'm apologizing for you. Just FYI, if you ever hear me apologize, it's not. If I ever say I'm sorry on a phone call, I'm not saying I'm sorry because I can't hear you. I'm saying I'm sorry because it sounds like you're fucking talking with fucking balls in your mouth. I don't apologize. I never apologize. I'm unapologetic. I live with the fucking shit that I've done. And I don't need to make fucking good on anything. I don't need to make things up. And quite honestly, I was good staying retired a couple of weeks ago until UBS started this shit up with me again. UBS hasn't paid me in like 2 years. UBS has refused to pay me for long-term and short-term disability. UBS has lied to the insurance companies. UBS has lied to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. UBS has lied to the New Jersey Department of Labor. New Jersey has lied to the Department of Labor so much that they wanted to fucking have me institutionalized yesterday. And that's a fact. Like, UBS HR was calling me off the chain for the past 3 days because they really, really needed to speak to me about surrendering and being committed into a mental institution. So I've battled back from COVID. I've battled back from multiple heart attacks. I've battled back from a stroke. I've battled back from brain damage. I got a return to work letter from UBS. Dude, you should have seen, if you thought that the dress code that leaked from UBS years ago was fucking insane, you should have seen the list of 250 things that UBS made me do in order to get the return to work letter. The last thing on the list was a colonoscopy, by the way. So UBS demanded that before I was allowed to come to work, that some dude had to shove their fist into my asshole first. And I had to prove it. So in order for me to get a return to work letter, a doctor had to shove his fist inside of my asshole before I would get the letter, and I did that. I did that and what seemed like 249 other things to get to the return to work letter, which I got. I got it October 5th. And I submitted it to UBS. And their response was a couple of days ago. And their response was basically, we want you to submit to a mental institution. And it's in writing. And I posted it to LinkedIn 1,000 times yesterday, so you can't miss it. So that was UBS's response to me completing the 250 items and getting the return to work letter, was to have me voluntarily institutionalize myself. That's their big plan. I don't even know what to say anymore. But the last thing I'm going to leave you in this video is that you should study your history, because if you don't, you're doomed to repeat it. Alright? And I know Guardicore is going to come out and the UBS is going to say I lied about everything, but I still have the newspaper in my hand here from 2000, folks. I keep stuff like that. But I'm a real person. I'm unfortunately not crazy, because if I was crazy, this would be an easier situation to deal with. But, you know, like the rest of my life, it's been a contradiction of walking that fine line. Again, it's nothing I'm ever going to apologize for. I loved working for PaineWebber and UBS. But I used to tell the folks that I worked with and reported into me is that I don't work for a name on the side of the building. I work for the people inside of that building. And I still hold true to it to this day. And for the people that used to either report into me or dotted line into me, I want to remind you that it was always me working for you. It was never the other way around. And I'm not lying. I had COVID. I had multiple heart attacks. And UBS sent 9 police officers to my home to swap me to make sure that I have no idea what they were. I asked them so many times, why did you send 9 police officers to my home? And UBS had no answer for me. Now, my town is Guttenberg, New Jersey. My town is literally, it's 1 block, arguably 2 blocks by 4 to 6 blocks. It's a very small town. We have very limited amount of police officers. So in order to get 9 police officers into my home, UBS had to call Guttenberg Police Department, West New York Police Department, and Weehawken Police Department to show up to my home. And they all showed up at the same time. So all 3 police departments pulled into the driveway of my condo, all met with each other, probably shook each other's hands, said, hey, what's going on? Let's go downstairs and beat the fuck out of this guy. Because everybody I speak to asks me, well, why did they do it? I don't have an answer for that. I don't know why UBS sent 9 police officers to my home. And again, I don't blame the police officers. And when I asked UBS, HR just kept repeating the same thing over and over again. We did nothing wrong. How could you fucking say you did nothing wrong? How the fuck can you say that? And then when I go and try to get legal help, I went to at least a dozen, if not more, attorneys, and every single one said, we have plenty of cases, wrongful death, COVID cases, to last us a lifetime. Unless you're dead, nobody is taking your case. And all 12, 13 lawyers, attorneys said the same exact thing. Please pass our contact information to your next of kin, so when you die of your injuries, we can then sue UBS. But you have to die first, and then you have a case. Because we're too busy with all the wrongful death suits right now with COVID, because those are easy. We make bank on those. That's what the lawyers are saying right now. They can't handle any more cases, and they definitely can't handle any cases where the victims are still alive. That's just an absolute showstopper. So, I haven't been able to get any legal help. UBS has refused to pay me for what seems to be years. They refused to pay me for short term. They lied to the insurance company so I wouldn't get long-term disability. They basically said I never had a return to work letter multiple times, and like literally the insurance company was like, we're confused because we're looking at like 12 return to work letters for you. They're like, we can't support, the insurance company said we can't pay you because you have like 12 return to work letters. And UBS is saying we can't take you back because you have 0 return to work letters. So clearly somebody's fucking lying. Either I have 0 or I have tons of return to work letters. There's no in between. So UBS, I'm challenging you, and I'm especially challenging whoever the fuck the CEO who's hiding on LinkedIn to grow a set of fucking testicles and come after me. So UBS CEO who hides their identity on LinkedIn that's spying on my account, grow some fucking balls and come after me. Would you guys like to know why Guardicore is saying that I'm lying? Do you know why UBS brought me back from Deutsche Bank? It was because of microsegmentation, because of Guardicore, because of that product that I knew. So they wanted me to come back and help UBS with their implementation. But here's the rub to it all, right? The controversial piece to this, the piece that people said I was a fucking asshole for doing, and I'm going to call it out right now, and everybody who called me an asshole is an asshole. So basically, Dave Yeager brought me back to make sure that Guardicore happened successfully so that his wife, who worked for Guardicore, could get a huge bonus. And a lot of people at UBS kept coming up to me saying, we need to report this, we need to report this, we need to report this. And I told them, you don't have a fucking leg to stand on. It happened, fucking live with it. Dave Yeager brought me in to make sure Guardicore was successful at UBS so his wife, who works for Guardicore, could get a bonus so that Guardicore could be sold to Akamai so they can make more fucking money. And that's what it is at the end of the fucking day, is making more money and keeping people shut up about it. And that, folks, is how a Nazi bank runs in full public view without you knowing.